Hey, welcome back to Soul Grow. I'm so happy that you're here because, we're just going to have a really fun discussion today. I'm going to give you a little story from my life about something that happened this week, but the topic is kind of heavy. We're talking about fear and how to overcome fear in our life because it's a part of all of our stories in one way or another. And the question is, how do we overcome fear? Because I really believe that fear is a horrible storyteller. It keeps our life very confined, it keeps us in comfort zones and from trying new things. And the biggest game changer in your life and mine is when we start to address the fears in our life. And just to illustrate this, I'm going to use something really manly and masculine, Tupperware. I would say that this is my life at 20. I had a lot of hopes and dreams, but my life was controlled by fear, and it was fear of failure, fear of rejection from women, from jobs, fear of disappointing my family, and it was just a really rough spot in my early 20s because of insecurity and fear. And I would say this was my life in my mid-20s. I started trying some new things, tackled life head-on when it come to a couple of fears, especially public speaking. I had a tremendous fear of public speaking in my mid-20s, and then I became a teacher in my mid-20s, and I got over that. I got over fear of speaking. And my life started to expand. And then in my early 30s, I would say this is where my life was. I had dealt with a lot of the insecurity and fear in my life. And my story had expanded a lot, but I still hadn't dealt with some of the deep-rooted fears in my life. And now in my mid-30s, this is crazy, I am getting ready to move in a few months to Africa. I sold my house, I quit my job. I am trying a career as a missionary, and I just know it's going to be amazing. And it's because I addressed fear in my life. And I'm started this website. I mean, 5 years ago, I would have been too insecure and fearful to start a website. I said, it's never going to work. But I addressed fear in my life. And now my story is expanding so much. And if you want new things in your life, it's not going to happen when you get a new job or a new relationship or some new external thing. It's going to be happening when you address that fear on the inside. And the funny thing is, man, fear attacks us every day in some new way. Some fears that we didn't even know existed. I have a funny story. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast, and I don't have black leather jacket and chaps, and I don't have a Harley. I have a quiet BMW European motorcycle that doesn't fit in around here really. And when I'm riding, I meet motorcycle gangs, and they'll look at me like, "What in the world is this guy riding?" You know what I mean? And one of the things that you do as a motorcyclist is you have to acknowledge and wave when people pass you on the road. It's just a common courtesy. But I am so uncomfortable with it and afraid of it, because usually how it works is you're going down the road, just enjoying life, enjoying the wind in your face. And you see a biker come, and here's what you do. You go. Or you go. You give them a little wave that basically says, I really don't care that you're there, but I have to do this. Okay, whatever. But that's just not my personality. If I met a friend or somebody in public for real, I would never go, yes, I don't care, I would be like, hey, how you doing? Or give them a hug or something like that. So it didn't fit my personality to do the thing. So I said, I'm going to change this. And this is yesterday. I was on the bike, and I did the thing like I always do. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to change that. I'm going to try something new. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, just for fun, just to try. And you know what? Fear crept in. I was like, what's this guy going to think? Some huge motorcycle dork? What's going to happen? And I was like, how stupid is that? This person's probably never going to see me again. They won't even recognize me with my helmet on. Why am I afraid of what they think about me? So I did it. 5 minutes later, I saw a guy come and thought, I'm going to do it. So about 100 yards away, I'm riding, and I see him get close, and I go, and the look on the guy's face was like, what are you doing? I broke the motorcycle code or something like that. But it felt so good, not because I gave a good wave, because I faced that fear, and I acted within my own personality. I wave at people like that. So that's what I'm going to do from now on, and it was fear that was holding me back. And I say that because every day you're going to have to confront fear in your story. in different ways. And sometimes you just gotta go for it. That's the first move, is just go for it. Don't worry about what other people think. But the deeper issue is, how do we overcome the biggest, deepest fears in our life? Well, one of my personal heroes is a guy named Bob Goff. And he wrote this book called Love Does, which is just amazing. Go read it. Love Does. You got to check it out. And he lives such an amazing story. And when I was finished reading that book, I go, what is the guy's secret to living such adventure and amazing, helping people, and just, it's that he loves really well. And it actually says in the Bible in 1 John chapter 4 that perfect love casts out fear of our life. And if we want to deal with the deep-seated fears in our life, we have to love more. And that doesn't mean just love ourselves. That's the first, love ourselves. But we have to love God. We have to love people. We have to love life and live it to the full. When we love well, there's no room for fear in our stories. The love just destroys the barriers to our story, and you just live out of your comfort zone then in love. And you say, I don't really believe that, Josh. Well, think of it this way. The reason that parents have so much fearlessness in dealing with protecting their children is because they love their kids so much. They've invested so much of their life into their children. So if somebody's messing with their kids, they are not afraid to step in and kick that person out, defend their children, whatever it takes, because there's so much love focused on that child or your spouse. When you love people well, you are fearless in taking care of them. How much more in the rest of your life, when you love well, can you destroy fear in your life? So I just want to encourage you today, love well, and that will destroy so much fear in your life. I got over fear of public speaking when I thought, man, I am so blessed to be able to talk to these people and share my life and my stories and my wisdom and love on them through what I have to say. When I can love the people in my audience, I'm not afraid of what they think about me. I know that's really, really weird. But in every area of your life, if you can, I love motorcycle riding. I love people. I am not going to do, like that's not me. I'm going to wave to people. So I encourage you today is love well. Think about your fears. Write down your fears. And let love take hold of your life. It'll get rid of fear in your story, and it will expand your story from here to here and even greater things. So we got one more video in this session in the Your Story series. We'll see you next time. I love you guys.